Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today, as you can see, we are gonna be drawing Tales of Alethrion and the prompt is Monster Mid-Level. So, if you are new to this collection of videos, to this mini story, mini comic, I invite you to check here. I'm gonna be putting my previous video where I explained what are we doing in this project, and as well in the show more section you will be able to see an Instagram link to understand the whole story, to see all the prompts day by day and see the story. Basically, we are following a situation that is happening here. We are taking the list of prompts from Alethrion challenge and we are trying to make something coherent, make something that we can enjoy. As you can see as well, I am using color. In the previous project of the Inktober, I did not use color, I did only black and white, but for this one, I seemed interesting, like I wanted to enjoy the project, so I wanted to add a little bit of color, a little bit of line work, a little bit of, caricature and everything. So, as you can see, just a small, peek to see the latest drawings. We have one moment that our main character has been taken by this shadowy figure and they are somewhere that they are gonna enter this space. We only show one moment like this and then we jumped into a continuation of our horned hound, that is the ride, the familiar, the friend of our main character, that is trying to find him. He's going around, moving, traveling around, asking everyone where is his boss, where he can find him if they have seen him, okay? So far, he has been very, very unlucky a couple of times already. Just we have this sadness in his eyes. Here in the previous one, he even went into a stage while a bard was performing to see if he could see the boss in the crowd. No luck so far. So for now, I think we are almost in the middle of the story. We could play the card of maybe our guy, our hound, having some good news, for example. I want to use for mid-level monster my aberration character that is like kind of a worm with arms from the previous challenge here. So we have this square today, okay? So I want to draw the guy like the guy is, let's say, in a hole, some similar to a Diglett in Pokemon, okay? So I want him to be here. He has like a kind of a circular, like this, like an oval type of head. He's full of teeth like this, okay? Maybe I want to make him happy a little bit. He has no eyes, okay, so we are gonna be doing these kind of lines like a worm. He has arms and kind of a snake-like body, worm-like body like this. So I want to make this like that. Why not making him like, this is gonna be the arm, okay, and pointing down. I'm making the line shaky a little bit because the character I done in the previous image is very similar to this. It's very shaky, the line. I don't remember why at that point I will do it like this, but something like this, it can be very interesting. In theory, in a D&D campaign, and that this is based on a D&D campaign or thought to be like a D&D campaign, you normally have these moments where, magical weapon, like is this one on the top, you will use the magical weapon, you will have a monster showing up or a creature showing up. You can act as you want, because this is a game that you have the dice, you move the dice and throw your number and you are able to fight, flee, use some tools. Depending on your character, you can do different type of actions, no? So for this one, for example, in my opinion, I don't want the guy to be a bad guy because he's looking like a bad guy per se. Maybe in our lore of this world, in our story, he had some issues already with that other bad guy, because this in nature look like they are bad guys, and then because of this maybe he's being like a little bit sneaky and saying, oh, it's actually here. Okay, I want him to point like down, so the other guy, our hound, understands that yes, there is the possibility to find the boss. Okay, I wanna draw him like he is holding himself, because obviously this is like a cave underneath. We are under the ground. So something like this. Maybe I want to go for a plane. So we can come back to the plains. Originally we started the story walking across the plains, finding this kind of dungeon, this hole in the ground, steaming hole where we saw these demons and everything. Maybe it's gonna be that what they are able to see. So if we do like this, and the tail is maybe coming out, like he's able to grab himself from the walls of the cavern of this dungeon and go up and down and everything. So something like this. He's holding himself, the tail is out a little bit, the body is inside, he's pointing. Okay, we need to make sure to understand that this is a hole. Maybe he's digging, he's swimming underneath, something like that. And then we have now this character that we need to be doing here on the side. Because it's mid-level, I don't want to make him massive, but it could be that even if he's big, he's not strong. So maybe I just draw him very big, to be honest. And because I haven't done this perspective, like a panoramic perspective, so it could be very interesting that I draw the hound, let's say, why not here, for example. Yes, I like this perspective. I haven't done this perspective yet, and that is something that if, for example, you are drawing with me, I advise you to test different perspectives. Some of the things are going to be seen from very close, some others are going to be seen from very far, some of the things are going to be seen from up, from the bottom. Okay, in this case we are far. Okay, so our guy, our hound, that is, let's say, cow size, bull size, here in this drawing is gonna be tiny. So we are gonna make the horns here, and he needs to be very happy. So he has a mane like a lion. For this creature that I as well invented last year for the Tales of Alethrion Challenge 2024, I mix a dog, a hound, I mixed a lion, I mixed human aspects as well, like for example the arms and the legs are quite human looking, the fact that he's wearing shoes as well. So something like this, okay, it can be very interesting. It has a little bit of chimera type of design where we have the tail being a snake. Okay, he's surprised here. Very nice. I want you as well to ask questions about this project. If you want to ask something specific, if you want to see what type of races we have in the story, or why I'm doing this character, for example, or another character. So all of these things, you are more than welcome to open conversation in the comment section down below, and we can talk about this. Okay, so let's do. All of this is gonna be grass. So as per what we are doing today, looks like it's gonna be a smaller drawing. Okay, I'm enjoying a lot doing this challenge, I have to confess. Tales of Alethrion guys are very nice putting something like this. Tales of Alethrion is a story that inspires me a lot. I have, as you know here already, I have my own stories as well. I have my own comics and projects, and similar to Tales of Alethrion what they do as well. Similar style as well, very nice, very interesting. And I drink a lot from fantasy stories, from epic fantasy in particular, where I can, take things as a reference, like Tales of Alethrion, for me, I've been following for like, I don't know, 10 years, more than 10 years probably, since the very beginning. And it always surprises me. And the whole concept of Alethrion in the last Ballad of Halima is very interesting. I probably do at some point a video analyzing the story, or I could analyze like I analyze One Piece videos as well. That if you want to see one of these One Piece videos, I'm gonna put a watch list, a playlist here, so you can just see my other content. Half of the channel is One Piece, half of the channel is other art projects like this, for example, or Inktober. And yeah, so I want always to be in this constant hunger for learning from seeing projects that are being done by nice artists like Mikkel and company, and it is something very, very nice as well. You know, the topic of the adventure, the following the map, the having powers or magic, it always fascinates me. So it is something that it makes the story, for me personally, very interesting. I remember a couple of years ago when they were releasing, I think it was the first hero. I remember saving the day, saving the afternoon, and that evening I ordered some burgers and fries, and I sat on the sofa while eating, while watching the video. I made it an occasion and everything, and for me, as I said, it's very inspiring, it's very relevant for what we do. In my opinion, if you are someone creative, it doesn't matter in what type of field, if it is like, you know, engraving, painting, sculpting, photography, writing, musician, doesn't matter what is the, let's say, the group or the field that you think you belong. Doing challenges like this, and obviously applying your own topic. Let's say if I'm a photographer, I would take photos to represent or to tell my story. It is always very nice, it is always very beautiful, and it is always very inspiring. I think we as artists, we need this interaction, we need this kind of projects like Tales of Alethrion, like Inktober, that move us to want to do more, to want to create more, to want to not stop. So it is a recommendation, as I said, that if by any chance you are here as well as an artist, you are starting in the world of drawing, let's say, for example, you are starting your degree, you are starting your studies, your main studies to become an artist later in the future, I invite you to join these type of projects. I am gonna be putting anyway here all the info regarding the Tales of Alethrion challenge in the show more section. You can watch it, follow them, watch the videos on YouTube. You can spend a very nice afternoon watching them all. They even have a compilation with all the videos in one same video, so you can understand the whole story. I recommend you watch first the reward, that this is the episode 3, but originally is the first one that they did, and that is gonna help you understand the context, who our main characters are, and what's the story about. Later when the guys, you know, Mikkel and company, they are doing these other videos, the newer videos, it is something very very interesting, because they are complementing the main video, they are adding lore, they are adding world to the story, more characters, more adventures, and you end up meeting and getting familiar with the characters. That is something that you need to have in these stories. Like if you are a fan of One Piece like me, like I said, and you like the world, you start by reading or watching it, and at some point you know all of them by name, you know all of them, even the shoes that they are wearing. With Lord of the Rings the same as well, you know the cities, the areas, the map, how it looks, and that is beautiful. I recommend as well for anyone who is interested in this kind of world building aspect to make yourself a corner at home where obviously you are drawing there or writing, and you can have things on the wall to see your characters, to see your maps. I have these things as well at home. I have my map, my main map at home. I have some of my main characters, some of movements, some attacks, some parts of the wall that they are very interesting, like at my side, very close to me, that I can see it every day. So every day I'm inspired. That is my recommendation, very, I would say, artistic recommendation. Sometimes at the beginning it may be overwhelming because you may think, oh my god, I'm not doing as much as I want to do, and I feel that I am, I don't know, focusing on other things, and this is bothering me, and I'm looking at it all the time. Find the balance, find yourself maybe a corner where you can put only a couple of things at the beginning, and as you grow in your story, as you grow in your project, add more things to create this kind of physical mood board, where your wall is a mood board, okay? Like when you are watching a detective movie or detective series that they are trying to find who is the guilty, and they have these red lines and everything pointing here and there. So that is a recommendation. This is something I do, and I know a lot of people do. It makes easier as well for you to be able to follow the project. You can follow the project better because you have a map, a visual map of what is happening in the story, okay? I think we have the sketch, we have the line work. I think we're gonna jump into color. I do not want to draw, like I've done in this one, a caricature of the boss, because in this concept I give to understand, obviously if I would be doing a proper comic, like a longer story, I need in-betweens. I need images in betweens to complement the main story, so you can understand everything better and you can follow the story better. But here, being something very schematical, for example, or having to follow the prompts specific, I see it very nice like this, okay? I am enjoying as well drawing in this kind of miniature size, so I don't want to make it too crowded. Some of the spaces, some of the drawings will be more full, like this, with all the people around. Some others can be a little bit more breathing, I would say, okay? Let's just erase some of the pencil that we don't want later to have here. So the sun is coming out, so that's very good sign. Sun is happy with the project today. I am not erasing the full pencil because it's interesting if you can see it around in a couple of places. So, as I said in my previous videos, I'm using this bunch of basic pencils, no brand, no anything. I found them in a random convenience store, £1, and I wanted to test them. Our aberration monster is kind of purple with purple tones and a little bit of yellow for the teeth, so I want to start defining this with this color. Oops. So far I'm enjoying these colors a lot. I am not used to paint with this type of harder tip. This maybe it's at the level of a 2H or even I would say 4H, because they are very, very hard. That makes the line work a little bit more, when I'm painting the touch with the paper, it makes it a little bit more pale. I'm used to, and this is something that someone commented in one of my previous videos, that maybe it's nicer, it can be looking interesting if you try to draw a little bit more light without pressing that much. So these type of colors are giving me that vibe, okay? So I want to see at the end of the project, when everything is done, when we are finished, how this looks, and if it is a set of colors that I want to use again for another project, okay? So far, I would say yes. So far, I would say I want to combine as well different ones. At the end, you will see, like, you see a little bit of darkness in this one. At the end, you will see that I will add a little bit of my black Faber-Castell just to pump a little bit what what the shadows are, but in theory, apart from that, I am not using any other type of color pencil for this. Okay, I'm only using this set. So we need to, he is with brownish colors like this. Okay, with darker brown as well. We need to define this one here. We need to define the boots. Okay, like this. The horns are yellowish, maybe they could be gold. If we go into lore of this character, maybe we can play this card and suggest at some point that this is gonna be a golden part of the body that maybe some hunters can use for selling and things like this, like when you have the tusks of the elephants, for example. It could be interesting. This is something that we could consider for the story if we want to develop more, but we will see. So now I'm gonna use various different tones of greens to have this greenery. I've been using not the same one in the rest of the drawings that we are in the plains, in the area that I call the plains, because I want to kind of showcase that depending on the area you can have different conditions or different kind of type of grass, and this one, for example, is looking more vivid green, like more going towards the yellowish. Then I want to add a little bit of the olive. I love to use this olive tone. Just a reminder, we are drawing prompt number 12, monster mid-level. Okay, we are not fighting the monster. We just want to have some information that apparently we got correctly. So I didn't want to make him jumping, excited or anything. I think after drawing so many vignettes or panels with him crying and worried about the boss, in my opinion, I think the first good news to him would come as a surprise, as a shock, as, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. When someone gives you really, really bad news, you are kind of frozen. Not as, oh, so happy, I'm so happy, yes. Maybe he's happy later when he sees him, yes, but not yet at the moment, okay? So we are gonna add a little bit of blue for the sky. I'm using these tones. It looks like a very unconventional type of background because the clouds are not this color, but I don't know why I needed to do them like this brownish. Maybe someone is controlling them, maybe the bad guy is controlling them or something. Like, they are not natural clouds somehow. It is a theme that is being recurrent in this story, the clouds having this tone, and I hope by the end of the project we find like a higher reason, higher motive of this, okay? But for the time being, like this, very nice. I think it can be very interesting if I add some greens here to the bottom, not too much, maybe the green olive. If you have as well some suggestions of this story, where do you want this to go, or what turns we can have, or what type of creature it may be interesting to see. Like, you may say, oh, it could be nice if by any chance we find a griffon at some point. It could be. I have some designs for a sphinx as well that we may use from the previous challenge. That would be interesting. The tongue, I'm gonna make it kind of olive tone as well, like should be earth colors, but not pure, not natural. I'm kind of playing with this kind of toxicity aspect of purples, greens, and being a little bit disgusting. That if you encounter this guy, you will not want to ask him a question like this other one. You will want to just probably run away. That is the concept. But surprisingly, we are having good communication. We don't need to to fight them all. Okay, so we can work with something like this. It's interesting. It's interesting. I want to see where this is gonna be leading us. Okay, let's do this tiny bit of green as well. I like it like this. I like it like this very much. Okay, I like it like this very much. It's been illuminated here a little bit. So I think it's time for me to maybe just extend here at the bottom a little bit, so he is not floating. That is something very nice. When you are drawing something like this, okay, like a tiny scene or something, make the character standing on something, like he's standing on grass, this one is in the hole. Make them stand somewhere so they are not floating in the air. Normally, if you have checked that previous link I put there with my One Piece videos, I always do a little line at the bottom, and if I do something floating, it's because they are maybe jumping or they are in a funny position. It's nice to see them grounding and having the feet on the ground, so you can actually understand where your character is and what is he doing. Okay, in this case, our adventurer, Horned Hound. Okay, a little bit of dark, as I said. I'm using the Faber-Castell black color. This is just, for those who don't know, is just an extra Derwent piece, because the tiny pencil is difficult to hold with the hand. So this is just an extension. I got a pack of 2 extensions, and it is very useful. I never had an extension like this before, ever, and I'm finding it very, very useful, very nice. Let's go like this. Like this. I want to leave some areas in white to give this sense of sick a little bit as well. Okay, there's a hole there. We are famous in this comic for finding holes. So is this hole connected to the other one? It could be. It could be. Are we gonna jump in and try to find the boss down there? Looks like that is the most likely outcome. Okay. If I want to be consistent, if you have followed the Instagram link and you have seen the beginning of the story, there is this other hole with demons, and there is this kind of green steam looking toxic coming from within. I think I should follow that same pattern, not overdo it, but I should do maybe a little bit of that steam coming from here, like this, very, very subtle there, that we give to understand that yes, the thing that you wanted to avoid at the beginning, the thing that you wanted to not jump in, that is this green kind of a steamy hole, it is holding something that we need in there, that it is our boss. So let's do now this. We should be able to. The light is coming here. Sorry, I don't know why the light is being like this. Maybe it's gonna rain or something. But we need to do a second pass of line work like this. It doesn't need to be something very precise, but we want to remark our characters, because, as I explain always, we do traditional here in the channel. And when you are doing traditional drawing, what happens is that you do the sketch, and then you do the line work, and then you do the color, and what happens is that you are putting layer after layer, and then if you want the drawing to pop out a little bit, you should do a little bit of extra line work on top, like this, like we are doing now. So this is gonna help, you see? This is gonna help our character to come towards us a little bit. I cannot change the position now of the camera and everything. I don't think it's gonna be a bother, this light. I hope it's not a bother, this light, but I missed a tiny corner here. I'm gonna be painting a tiny corner here on the side. I'm painting like this in green, because if you realize he's holding himself with the arm like this, but there's a tiny back here of the body still going through there, okay? Like this. I really like these characters. I wanted to do something with them, and I think I found the perfect excuse to draw them all again in a scene doing something. I love this project, and last year the main theme was monsters, and I went for monsters. All of them were creatures in this. I even used some of the characters from Tales of Alethrion to kind of showcase that maybe they were undertaking a transformation as well, or something like Vito. I draw Vito transforming into Grid as well. There are things that I would like to see in the story, like obviously like fanfic for me, like for example, I want to know more about Alethrion, I want to know more about Vito and Willem as well, more stories about them. I know in the current storyline, when you watch the videos, you will see that they are being followed. No, how I will explain. So Vito has a couple of kids, and they are trying to have their own adventures as well. There is another son that is trying to find him as well, so that's gonna be interesting when it happens. It's one of those things that I would love to learn more and more and more about Tales of Alethrion. We need to wait, we need to be patient, and we need to let Mikkel and the guys to keep preparing things, stories and everything for us, and yeah, it's gonna take some time because it's a small team doing this, Skjaldborn, but the outcome is being so far is being beautiful. I was telling him the other day in a message that this is amazing. I can't wait to see and to learn more of the stories. If by any chance you follow my advice, you follow the links for Tales of Alethrion, you watch the videos, you enjoy them, feel free as well, obviously, subscribe to them, follow them and everything, comment, engage in conversation with them. Feel free to come back here as well and tell me what do you think, if you liked it, or who is your favorite character as well. I have 3 characters that are my favorite ones, 4, maybe 6. I really love all of them. So just let's create conversation about this story, because I like it. And if I can do more videos about the story, like I do for the One Piece, I will. Now I'm doing more One Piece videos, other books I'm reading, other things I'm doing, other projects, but it can be interesting as well to take stories like this that I love, and I know about the lore, I can explain, and I can basically go further in the lore. It would be nice to talk about these things here as well, so you can understand a little bit the context, if you missed one thing or if you missed another thing, okay? So, I would say I finished. We need to sign. I'm signing with the pencil, with the mechanical pencil, like I done the drawing, because if, let's say, I'm happy with the result, I want to take some nice pictures, I want to put it on my website or something, I can just erase my name if I want, and have all of the drawings clean, without my name in all of them, okay? So, I think I'm just gonna sign here, maybe. Tiny, DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say that you want. This is the Mandrago's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this tiny drawing. Look how tiny it is. It's tinier than my finger. And feel free to open conversation, okay? I would love to talk about Tales of Alethrion. I would love to see if you are doing drawings as well for this. What are you doing, okay? So send me something in the chat so we can see your drawings as well, okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.